Hey guys, I want to share something really amazing that happened for me recently. So ever since I was 9 years old, I have been absolutely obsessed with this particular musician. Ever since I saw him in one of my favorite films, I have loved him so much. But I'd never seen him perform live. I'd only ever watched him on YouTube. I'd listened to all his music, follow him on Instagram, but never saw him live. But a few months ago, my friends and I found out that he was going to tour Australia. So we were super pumped. We bought tickets to his Melbourne show, really excited to see him. And the night of the gig came and we went. And I was at the front of the dance floor all night, having the best time, dancing my heart out, because this man that I've loved since I was 9 years old, he was there performing live, and it was just amazing to just be there in his energy and experience his music and just be in the vibe of the crowd, all these people that love him just as much as I do. It was an experience. It was so great. And so when his show finished, he went backstage, and I was like, no, I have to meet him. I have to meet him. He can't just disappear. He's come all the way to Australia and I'm here, so I have to meet him. So I went to the backstage door, and there was a security guard there. So I said to the security guard, hey, can I please go in and meet him? And the security guard was like, no, of course you can't. And so I was like, no, I have to meet him. So I'm kind of standing at the door, waiting. I didn't know what I was waiting for, but I was just waiting. And then his producer came out the door. So I grabbed his producer and I was like, hey, excuse me, hi, can I please go in and meet him? And so the producer was like, all right, one moment. So he goes backstage. It obviously went and spoke to him. And then he came out and he's like, all right, 2 minutes, come in. So I was like, oh, thanks. So I went in and I was really, really excited to meet him because he is my childhood idol. I was really excited. And then I walked in and then he was there. And so I was like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Kathryn. I have loved you since I was 9 years old. I love your music so much. And that gig was so great. I was at the front dancing my heart out, and he was like, I know, I was feeding off your energy. So we ended up hanging out all night. I brought my friends backstage. I had 3 friends with me, so I brought them in. So it was my friends, me, him, his producer, manager, his crew. And we're all hanging out, having awesome conversations all night. And what really struck me about this man was how humble he was and down to earth, and just really, he was just a really genuine person. And it was almost as if he hadn't quite caught up with his fame. He hadn't caught up with how many people he was reaching at this point in his life. Because when I was talking to him, he was just in kind of shock. He didn't know how to process it. He was just I have 30 million people following me, and this is a big responsibility, and I need to do use this wisely. He was just so kind of in shock, and it was so weird it was weird and surreal to see him from that perspective, because I'd always come from the perspective of the 30 million that just love this man, and it was just crazy to see him from his perspective, just a normal guy coming from just a humble home who had just achieved this incredible success in his life. And he was just whoa, this is surreal. How did this happen? So yeah, it was just really weird to see him from that perspective. But anyway, later in the night, he said to me, he's like, hey, you haven't told me what it is that you do. And I was like, I've been learning online marketing. And he's like, what? Why didn't you tell me? So he grabbed me and he pulled me aside from everybody else, because he wanted to have a serious conversation with me. He grabbed his phone, he's showing me his Instagram, his Facebook, his YouTube, his website, and he's like, I need help with all this. I've been doing it all myself, and I need help. And so he grabbed my phone and he put his phone number in my phone and his email address, and he's like, when I finish touring Australia, get in touch with me. I need help with this, and I want to see how you can help me. And when he was saying all this, I was kind of in my head thinking, whoa, I am so underqualified to be helping you and your 30 million fans. but I didn't show it. I acted confident. I was like, oh yeah, no problem. I can help you with that. Sure thing. I'll get in touch with you after your show. Because whilst I didn't feel qualified in that moment, I knew that all I needed to do was find out what it is he needed help with and then just go learn it. Because, I mean, what makes me and him different, I mean, there's lots of things that make us different, but one of the things that makes us different is I've got this entire community behind me. I've got access to a library of courses, access to coaches, mentors, and anything that he would want help with, I'm sure there's someone in the community that has done training on it, and if there hasn't, I can still go figure it out. So I guess that was like a big takeaway, just kind of realizing that in that moment where when you have these massive opportunities come your way, and you will have so many opportunities come your way because there are so many people out there who don't have these digital skills. It's foreign, they don't want to learn it, they don't have the time. You have access to so much, you have access to a goldmine of education, things that these people don't have access to, and you can actually help people. You might not know in that moment how you're going to help them, but you can figure it out. So that's my message for today, and I'm really excited. He's almost finished his Australian tour, so I'll be getting in touch with him really soon, and I'm looking forward to see how it pans out. And you know, if I don't get a job with him, I'm just stoked that I got to meet him in the flesh and get to see his music as well, like be there live. Yeah. So anyway, that's all for me today, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.